there were two events that took place in Nairobi in June 2019. And these two events tried to mark a turning point for publishing in Africa. The first one was organized by the International Publishers Association in conjunction with the Kenya Book Publishers Association. And this IPA seminar was very much on the professional side of book publishing. It dealt with the day-to-day activity of book publishing to see how we can ameliorate the standard of publishing in Africa. And also, it dealt with the question of copyright, because piracy, copyright issues are becoming very, very much desperate, a situation that will kill our publishing activity. And of course, it concerns markets, emerging markets in Africa. So that was the first. And that meeting brought about the Lagos Action Plan. This Lagos Action Plan was a way of bringing publishers in Africa to work together so that we can begin to realize certain things that we have decided to do. But you see, the Lagos Action Plan is also a way in which the International Publishers Association is putting interest in the development of indigenous publishing in Africa. So there will be a training, there will be facilities that will help publishers to grow, so that these emerging markets will also be benefitors. People will benefit from these emerging markets. The second meeting, as I said, the first one was more on publishing business. Yes. The second meeting was more on policy. This one was organized by ADEA. ADEA is the Association for the Development of Education in Africa, and supported by USAID and their global partners. So this meeting was very much to look at policy issues. How African governments should introduce and enact book policy laws in Africa, where government will take responsibility for their book sectors. Because the book sector is one of those sectors that supply books and knowledge in a country. How can we leave a sector like that without government participation, where government takes interest in seeing to it that it produces its books? Because we have competent writers, we have competent publishers now in Africa. Why not make use of them? Must we always import books? That's why policy needs to come in. So this meeting was to see how we can have government to take interest in developing the book sector. And the outcome of that meeting was the signing or the validation of the African Union Continental Book and Policy in Africa framework. This framework, with African Union spearheading it, will enable African governments to have a solid promoter who can defend book policy matters in every country. So it was like in the 70s and 80s where we had UNESCO who came in to introduce book development in Africa. But now that died. So the ADIA meeting or workshop with the AU, the African Union, comes now to concretize the many work that we have done in Africa in the past 30, 40 years. So now Africa, with OU spearheading that, will be able to have book policy in each African country. That's the major results of the two meetings we went to in. Krepler was not so much in the picture this time because Krepler in Cameroon has not been active nationwide. So I represented Cameroon as a professional because at this level we were working from the professional level to get all the participants who are working daily with the books and book development to examine this document, which will now be presented to the African Union heads of state after ratification by the Conference of Ministers also. So now, but we are getting back and coming closer to what we had like Krepler, because finally, when all African governments will introduce book policies in Africa, they will now have what we call National Book Development Councils. These National Book Development Councils in each country will be mandated to execute the book policy in each country. And this is where all of us, book professionals, publishers, writers, printers, librarians, all of us engage in publishing, we will have a say, and this will reactivate book matters in each country. And then Krepler will come to be, because we will have now a Pan-African book center, just like Krepler. I think that it's something a little bit different from a national book policy. The academic or educational book policy is one side of a national book policy, because what we are looking for and what the AU is after is that we should have a comprehensive national book policy. By comprehensive national book policy, we mean a policy that takes into consideration educational books and cultural books. And that's why the Ministry of Education and Culture have to be consulted, plus other ministries that have something to do with the book, because those ministries too have policy like the P&T, the post office, for book rates, dispatch of books. We need to have a policy that will favor books dispatch. So the Cameroon government's policy on textbooks was part of the national book policy. So we'll have to see. It's 2 years. Let's see how it goes before we can make an assessment. But in the meantime, Cameroon will be required to come up with its comprehensive comprehensive book policy which will take into consideration both academic or educational books and cultural books like novels or creative writing. There are lots of difficulties in African publishing. In all sectors, we have problems. If I can say, let me just group them. Even establishing a publishing house, you have a problem. How to get the papers, how to get concessions to establish your publishing house, there is a problem. Because you have to go through most African countries. It may be easy to start in some other countries, but in Cameroon, it can take some time for you to establish your publishing house. After you've established a publishing house, getting credit, because first of all, you have to work from your own finances. The financings you may have may not be sufficient. So you need to have credit. And the difficulty we have in Africa, not only in Cameroon, is financing for publishing projects. The banks do not accept, except you have collateral, buildings or something that you can stake to have money. But culturally, the government, that's why we need book policy. Because where there is a book policy, it will give allowance and create room for financial institutions to come in to back up these publishers. When you come to the technical side, how many trained editors, writers, graphic designers, cover designers do we have? Or printers? See, these are technical issues that we need to train more professionals in the trade. We also have the problem of readership. After you are published, who reads? Because we have seen that most Cameroonians, most Africans read only to pass exams. But then, when we publish cultural books, novels, books of poetry, and so on, who reads? We need to develop the reading habit. That's where, again, the problem of book policy comes in. Because the book policy, actually, it is a way of helping government initiate projects that will develop the book sector. Until that is done, we will be in this situation where we still do not have a good future. So that's why there was this meeting to try to have the AU introduce the book policy to each African country. Yeah, we can say so. This is bad part. In certain parts of Africa, people are working faster. In other parts of Africa, they are still below standards. So anything that can be done to equip African publishers will be good, because as I told you, one of the principal difficulties we have is financing. The technical side will come with training. So I think that is a lot of effort. I think that most of us in the book profession have been too much to ourselves. we have not opened up to others. We need to form book associations. Writers should meet and form associations. Publishers should meet and form credible associations that function. Booksellers, printers, and all these people. It is when we have publishers associations that we can have a common voice. And government like to listen to one voice. When we are dispersed, this man is talking this way, this one is talking that way, government does not listen. We need to come together. All associations, publishers, writers, we need to come together and form one unit, which we call a publishers council. With that one voice, we can speak to government. And that's why we should support the AU initiative, this framework, because it will help us now to have a forum by which we can talk with government in a National Book Development Council. So this is very important. So my last word, if you want, is to call on colleagues, publishers, booksellers, printers, and all professionals of the book trade to try to form their respective trade associations. Because this is the only way we can engage with government, speak with one voice, so that government can. Thank you very much.